Hi and welcome to rjpasini.com. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is March 10th, 2020. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. Hope you like the content. Come back for more. Today I want to do some eBay news. So I got some windows open up, so let's get right to it. Okay, before I get started, I just want to let everybody know that I do not read everything verbatim on these pages here. However, I will give you the URL and you can pick up where I left off. It's www.ecommercebytes.com. And as I always say in my videos, please go directly to the website itself, for the simple reason is it has active hyperlinks in there, and you may want to read more into that particular topic or subject that we're discussing. And if you don't, you could read it off the, you could always pause the video, but I don't always go down to the bottom of the page, so you'll only be reading partial information, so please go directly to the website. Okay, we're going to start off with all these windows that you see up here are going to be from e-commerce bytes. And this story came out March 5th, 2020. It says eBay bans all masks regardless of virus claims. And this is by Ina Stein. And for those who don't know, Ina Stein is the woman over here that owns e-commerce bytes, and she's also the editor of e-commerce bytes. So it goes on to say here, eBay announced Thursday it is banning certain items associated with the COVID-19, including masks, including N95, N100, and surgical masks, and hand sanitizer, gel, and disinfectant wipes. It says the company cited regulatory restrictions and wrote these listings may violate applicable U.S. laws or regulations, eBay policies, and exhibit unfair pricing behavior for our buyers. eBay had previously issued an advisory to the sellers reminding them that of certain policies related to such products, basically policies dealing with health claims, keyword spamming, and price gouging. And then it has an active hyperlink, as I said earlier. See February 28th eBay announcement board post, but we're not going to click those on because we don't want to keep this too long. I'm just going to read a little more into this. It says in today's announcement, eBay said it would immediately begin blocking new listings and start to remove existing listings for items in question. The move comes amid reports of shortages on price gouging on such items as described in the CNBC article. All right, now you guys can read more into this here. I know there ain't much more to read in here, but if you do, you could also check out the comments. And I say this in my other videos. I always recommend people to go directly to the comments because some people bring out topics that you and I might not be familiar with or whatever, and or we're not aware of, and they bring it out to you. I don't read the comments, folks. I just letting you know that's what's usually at the bottom of the story there. So if you get a chance, check it out. Okay, being we got a lot of windows open up, I want to try to move right along here. Okay, this next story is going to be from PayPal. Well, it's eBay. It's March 5th, 2020. It says PayPal proposes direct deposit for eBay and Etsy sellers. It goes on to say here, eBay is becoming a payments intermediary, just as Etsy had, meaning instead of paying sellers, buyers pay eBay, which then disperses the funds to sellers' bank accounts. However, many sellers prefer the old way of having buyers pay directly, so they have instant access to funds in their PayPal accounts. Now, I remember doing a story about this once before. I am not crazy about the idea that eBay is going to hold my funds. And for the simple reason is I want to have access to it. When a person makes a purchase that same day, I will do a direct deposit that same day. I will route the money or transfer. I do the standard transfer to my personal business banking account. So I don't know how this is going to work out. Right now, as of now, I'm still using PayPal. I would hope I could still use it, and I don't know what's going to happen. I've been hearing different stories about it. It's going to be available for certain length of time, and then eventually everybody's going to have to go to the managed payment service. I don't really care for it. I like PayPal. I don't know about the new managed payment service they got. I heard different things about it, so until I get more familiar with it, as far as like hearing more positive stuff on it, I'm not going to be too eager to jump on the bandwagon, so to speak. I don't know if you guys are using it. If you want to drop a link, drop a comment below and let us know what you think of it. That'd be great. Okay, let's move right along. This one here came out March 4th, 2020. Etsy changes layouts with more changes on the way. It goes on to say Etsy made changes to the design of the listing pages and advised sellers more changes were on their way in the coming weeks. It says Etsy said the changes were based on buyer research and testing and better highlight the information shoppers look for when making purchases. Okay, and then it goes on to say a little more here. It described the following 3 changes that appear across all platforms, including desktop and mobile. Larger photos make it easy for shoppers to see your items in detail. A new section highlights more your shop's inventory. Listing descriptions are easy to find, so buyers can make the quick and informed purchases. It says these updates meet our latest practices and standards and accessibility, Etsy said. You may notice some of the improvements over the next few weeks as we continue to improve the design. Let us know what you think of the changes to the listings. Okay, if you are an Etsy seller, I guess that's pretty good news. I think so. It sounds good to me. So let's move right along. This one goes on to say here, this store, actually, let me give you the date. It's March 7, 2020. It says, seller says eBay omits relevant listings from search results. Now, this person's writing into Einer is probably a buyer, or I should say a seller. It says, Dear Einer, just a couple of eBay annoyances that others might be experiencing, may or maybe not. Today I did 2 searches filtered by price and shipping. Lowest first on each search. There was an alert at the top that said we removed some search results to show you the most relevant listings. How does eBay know what the listings are relevant or irrelevant? Good question. Both times I clicked on the view all listings link. More listings appeared, some price below the lowest price of the previous search. So eBay, eBay thought that the lowest price listing was irrelevant to me, even though I was searching by the lowest price. What a bunch of idiots! Both times I ended up buying one of those irrelevant listings. Well, I got to say something in relation to what this person's talking about. This person's just bringing out that one part of it. But have you guys noticed that when you're doing comps or you're doing searches, you'll get emails later on from eBay saying, being you searched for this here, we thought we'd show whatever, some kind of message comes out like that. I've been getting them and I find them rather annoying, to be honest with you. Because when I'm doing comps, I'm doing searches on things because I want to get an idea what other people are selling. When you go to that site, even though you just did a search on it, I know eBay's algorithm probably picks it up as you're just a standard person, standard buyer, and you're looking for something to buy. But I find it kind of a nuisance because I'm doing a search just to do comps. And in the meantime, I'm also getting these messages on my, I'm getting messages from eBay saying, "Oh, being you shopped over, you looked over here, we have this here to offer you," whatever. And it is really annoying. And I even found that out even on, I've been having that problem with Amazon. I might look something up on Amazon, then I get it on my personal email address. They're telling me, "Oh, you look for this item, you might be interested in this." I don't know. Somebody's copying somebody, right? Either eBay's copying Amazon with that or Amazon's copying eBay with that. But it seems funny, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to expand too much on the topic, but yeah, I see where this person's coming from. Yeah, that sounds like a glitch or something. That's an area that needs to be looked into. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, this next story came out March 5th, 2020. It says, seller says auction zip had made it hard to find local auctions. Dear Einer, I have an interesting bit of news in case you have not heard. Many online auction sellers source their antique collectibles at local auctions the old-fashioned way. Years ago, we would depend on the Sunday newspaper, but eventually we looked everything up online. Then it goes on to say here at the start, we would need to go to each individual site to check offerings, as most had a website. But then Auction Zip came along. AZ was a great free site, easy to navigate, and the buyers and sellers at the local auctions came to depend on it. Well, last month the owners drastically changed the site, making it near impossible to navigate. Trust me, in that world of local auction selling, it is all they are talking about right now. The biggest problem is they took away the calendar. Check places like SiteGrabber to see the current reviews. It went from a near 5-star reviewed site to now all 1-star. Well, I don't know. I heard of Auction Zip. I never really looked into it that much. There might be one there. I don't know. There's one This is a familiar one, this name here, though. I don't know if this is the one that's usually posted on the e-commerce site. I might have seen that before. But yeah, I'm not really into collectibles and antiques. So if you guys out there are, familiar with this here, this may pertain to you. But for me right now, I don't really have, you know, I'm not really interested as far as this part goes. I don't really deal with that stuff. But maybe you guys might be interested in it. All right, let's move right along. This one goes on. This one here was published March 5th, 2020. It says, seller asks for help with mystery order. Dear Ina, I had a weird thing happen to me with the sale. I sold an item about 3 or more years ago. Forget where, but I think on eBay, and the only other site I had listed on is eCreator, which I never sold anything on there. Okay, it was a crochet bed skirt. I have since sold it twice on eCreator. I actually had to shut down my store since I could not remove the item for some reason. And today it's sold again on the site called Crate.com. I found this out from a buyer who sent me a payment to my PayPal. However, I never heard of this site, and if you look it up, it's not even a selling site that I could tell. It goes a little further to say here, what I would like to know, or maybe you or some member, some of the member can put some light on this for me. How does a site get something I had another site for years and sold, but how can they get my PayPal info and to sell it again? But the payment comes to me. I also wrote to PayPal tonight to see if they had any idea of what I could do. Thanks, and hope someone can help me, Carol. Well, I'll tell you, not to expand too much on this topic here. If you're having a problem like that there, I would contact, all right, she's saying she thinks she sold on eBay. You can actually contact eBay and eCreator. And what I would do is find out if they have any of those records of that particular item that you sold. And if whoever it is, which site it is, you might want to do one of the two things. You could either update it, or if that, depending how much you sold on that. I heard of eCreator. I would probably, have them, look into it further, or actually, I would, if you're afraid of somebody hacking into your account or whatever, you might want to, what do you call it there? Close that account out and reopen a new one up. You could do something like that as well. But I don't know. I mean, I heard of eCreator. I never really got involved with it. I don't know if any of you guys are into that site. As far as like a site called Crate.com, I didn't really bother to look into it, so I don't know if they even have a site like that. But apparently, this particular person is stating that they do. So yeah, be careful and let PayPal know that that site is unfamiliar to you. That's what I would do. I'd contact all three of them: eBay, eCreator, and PayPal, and let them know. Keep them up to date of what's going to happen. What happened with this sale? How could it be sold again? It's sold twice. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of crazy, folks. But hey, anything is possible these days, right? Okay, let's move right along. This story came out March 8, 2020. It says, new calculator helps eBay sellers price for profitability. Oh, cool. It says 3D sellers launched a new tool that allows eBay sellers to optimize their product pricing. Tool calculates eBay fees and factors other costs to help the sellers determine each item's profit margin. 3D sellers co-founder and CEO Avi Asa said many online merchants end up with lower profits than expected due to the miscalculations of fees, which often include eBay listing upgrades, PayPal, and commissions, shipping, and promotions. That looks like that may be something to check into. I also told you guys on one of mine, what do you call it there, a software package that I know called CoolCalc, which is pretty good too. I don't know about this one here. It's got a video in there. I'd like to check this out. I'm going to leave this window open. I'm going to come back here. This is why I'm telling you guys you got to go to the site, because they have active hyperlinks. You might want to click this on. This here we could play, but I don't want to play. I don't want to take too much of your time up. So I'm going to leave this window open. I'm going to come back to this and check into this myself. Okay, let's move right along with this one. This came out March 8, 2020. It says OIG to USPS improve scanning practices. It goes on to say the United States USPS Inspector General, USPS OIG, issued a report on mail scanning issues, a topic near and dear to the online sellers' hearts since they rely on scans to prove they sent the package sent it on time and show if it was delivered to the customer. Okay. During an audit, the OIG found that the postal employees were sometimes improperly scanning the packages at the units and not following the package scanning policies. All right. I have to be honest with you. I haven't had any problem like this with scanning with my letter carrier. I don't know if you guys experienced anything like this here. I have not. If it's something being overlooked within the postal employees, then that's a problem. But for the most part, if not for nothing, you could always call up and call the postal service, your local postal service, where they deliver your mail from. And you could always make them aware of what's going on, and I know it sounds like you're tattling on them, but if you're giving packages to your letter carrier and the person's not scanning it in, that's not going to be any just to you, So I don't know. I mean, it all depends. You could always, if you don't want to go that route. I mean, me personally, the way I would handle it, I would confront the letter carrier. Like if I gave it to him, if I handed it to him or her or whatever, and I seen they just put in the truck and not scan it, I would just be very cordial and go back and say, excuse me, you could scan this in, because I have a buyer that's waiting to get the tracking number. They want to do a follow-up on it. And, I use diplomacy. I wouldn't get upset, but that's how I would handle it rather than calling up and talking to the supervisor and the manager. I mean, we don't want to create problems for people, you know what I'm saying? What they handle on a daily basis, believe me, you and I probably wouldn't want to do that. So that's the way I would handle it, Just if you're having a problem with scanning, so far I've had no problem with it. It's been working for me. All right, let's bump out of this one here and go hit the next one. Amazon reduces selling fees for fashion in UK, Europe. Story came out March 8, 2020. It says Amazon is reducing the seller referral fees for higher priced fashion goods in the UK and Europe. The one-year promotion lowers selling partner referral fees for clothing, shoes, and handbags over 45 or 40 pounds. Amazon said it expects sellers to list a wider range of competitively priced prime fashion selection. The referral fee has changed from a flat 15% in the UK, Germany, France, and Italy and Spain, and the Netherlands to 15% on a portion of the price of a 45 to 40, and a 7% portion of the sales price of 45 to 40 pounds. All right, you could check more into that there, again, especially if you're an Amazon seller. All right, let's move right along here. Yeah, these last two windows over here are pretty decent. I like it. It's with these Commerce Bytes. It's classifieds, and you could sign up for it if you want. Get the free information there. This book here they're giving out is just how to find underpriced iPhones on eBay. It's an ebook, so it's not going to be an actual hardcover textbook, but you could get it for free. I'm going to leave this window because I want to check into this here myself. So I thought I'd share it with you if you haven't been there. It's from the e-commerce Bytes. They got a classified section as well. And lastly but not least, same thing website, Cleora's Costume and Fine Jewelry. Again, you could find out more about this here. They also have Auction Bytes classified. It says register for Auction Bytes classified on the right hand side. You could do that there and you'll get some notifications. But in regards to this here, it sounds like I've been selling since July of 1980. Since I've been selling jewelry since 1986 and online since 1995. I search for unusual and rare collectible pieces, including pins, necklaces, earrings, brooch rings, cufflinks, and hand-carved shell cameos. Also, a large selection of hand-carved and painted bird brooches by Takashashi. Okay, and Delizer and Elster, aka Juliana. Large selection of men's jewelry, including Dante Museum Masterpiece Collection. This is a business I know and experience you can trust. Okay, and I guess if you're interested in this here, they got the contact numbers over here. You could also visit the site. Okay, I'm going to bump out of this window. Well, that concludes this video. I hope you found the information helpful, and if you did, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you want to be updated when I post out new videos, please hit that bell notification icon. My name is Rich Pasini. I'm wishing all of you guys out there the best in your eBay sales. Let's make 2020 a good year. Until next time, bye-bye for now.